Chapter 32 of Married Thrice to Salted Fish. On the third day after the flower viewing party, a eunuch from the palace came to the Nanan House mansion to deliver an imperial decree. The Empress and the Emperor have selected Lu Nian Tao to be the crown princess's concubine. Aside from Lu Nian Tao, the daughter of a military commander had also been selected. The eunuch who came to deliver the good news said that the crown prince and Lu Nian Tao had met in the garden before the flower viewing party started. Lu Nian Tao lost a sachet, and while she had been looking for it, she ran into the prince. Simple and reserved, natural and unrestrained, she had immediately caught the eyes of the prince. To have been able to catch His Royal Highness's eyes, second young lady Lu is very lucky. She will surely be able to earn the crown princess's favor in the future. Lin Qingyu found it laughable. It turned out that there were some people who simply all too eager to get this kind of luck. However, although a side concubine has a high status, in the end she was still just a concubine. There would be no wedding that followed the 3 books and 6 rites for her. Otherwise, what honor could they give to the crown princess's future wife? The empress had the Bureau of Astronomy choose an auspicious day on which 2 sedan chairs would be used to take the girls in the Eastern Palace. The date of Lu Nian Tao's entry into the East Palace was set after January, and time was very tight. Liang Shi, who had been idle for a long time, finally got busy going up and down arranging the dowry for her daughter. Because of her daughter, Nanan Hao's attitude towards Liang Shi also eased a lot. As for the rest of the Hao household, they were all rushing to ingratiate themselves to the proper wife. The second young lady was soon going to be the crown princess's concubine, and when the prince ascends to the throne, she could at least be an imperial concubine. If she were to give birth to a prince, her future would be even more limitless. Who would dare shun them now? Now that Liang Shi had lung power, she had all the good things in the warehouse moved one by one to the main room. Huan Tong, who'd been watching the spectacle, felt his eyes hurt. He was thinking of his young master, of the family property he would take with him when he left the Hao mansion. Young master, I just heard from the manager of the warehouse that the madam even took the tribute silk from the south that the empress gave to young master Hao. Lin Qingyu didn't care. Let them take it. He hoped that Lu Nian Tao could use it to make more clothes to win Shao Chang's favor. He would like nothing more than for them to make love every night so that in the end Shao Chang would die on top of her. Oh my gosh, like this guy has like a thing of poisoning people and people dying while having sex and causing trauma to the women. Gosh, I mean, I get it, like his thing is more of like it's the least honorable way of dying, right? Like that's what he wants, not so that other people can't like cover it up or say like, oh, he went for hunting or something like that. He knew that his thoughts were too insidious, but Shao Chang was worth it. I agree, Shao Chang is worth it. Like, ugh, his lustful eyes on Lin Qingyu was enough to make me hate the dude. In a blink of an eye, it was already the day when Lu Nian Tao was to be married off. On this auspicious occasion, Nanan Hao and Liang Shi were seated on the seats of honor in the main hall with the clansmen of the Lu clan on either side. Among Lu Nian Tao's generation, only Lu Wancheng was sitting in a wheelchair. Everyone else was standing. Not long after, Lu Nian Tao, wearing a Feng Wang sharp hair, supported by the matron of honor, entered slowly into the main hall. The wedding dress of the princess's concubine came from the palace's Shangfu bureau. It was graceful and elegant, markedly more represented than Lin Qingyu's wedding attire had been. Lu Nian Tao had a golden hairpin crown strung with a bead curtain. A huadian was drawn between her eyebrows. Lu Wancheng remembered an important matter. He said to Lin Qingyu, "Qingyu, did you also have a huge huadian on your forehead on your wedding night?" "Not just a huadian," Lin Qingyu said expressionlessly. "I even had makeup on." Lu Wancheng pounded the armrest of the wheelchair. "Damn it! How could I have been sleeping at that time?" Lu Nian Tao walked up to her parents, knelt down, and bowed. "This daughter is unfilial, unable to serve upon her parents' sides. I ask my father and mother to accept my obeisance in return for their kindness of raising me." I don't know what that means. With tears in her eyes, Langshi helped her daughter up. She was about to speak when a steward rushed in and said, "Master, madam, the crown prince is here." He said he's here to personally pick up his concubine. As soon as his words fell, the hall immediately became chaotic. According to the etiquette, the crown prince needed only to wait for her arrival in the Eastern Palace. Personally coming by to pick up his concubine was truly giving the Nananhao house mansion a lot of face. The Lu clansman showered Nananhao with congratulations. "His Royal Highness has truly set his eyes on your daughter. This is truly a blessing for our Lu clan. Given this treatment, she doesn't seem at all to be just a concubine. Compared to this, even a big wedding isn't much to speak of." Even at this time, Nananhao did not forget to be discreet in his words and deeds. "Don't talk nonsense. A wife is a wife and a concubine is a concubine. How can you speak of the two in the same breath? Follow me to greet His Royal Highness." Under the bead curtain, Lu Niantao's expression changed and the matron of honor covered her head with a veil. Lin Qingyu said, "Shall we go?" Lu Wancheng's smile was somewhat cold. "Let's go. In any case, he's my older cousin and he's accepted my own younger sister as his concubine. No matter what, we should go and express our thanks." Lin Qingyu pushed Lu Wancheng's wheelchair, following everyone to the gate of the Nanan House mansion. Shao Cheng hadn't come on horseback like an ordinary bridegroom who was to escort his concubine would. Instead, he sat in the crown princess's palanquin, and even when Nananhao had already arrived, he didn't get off. He wasn't here so much to fetch his bride as he was to show off his status. In Lu Wancheng's words, he was once again putting on a show. Nananhao led the entire family to pay his respects to the crown prince. Shao Cheng said slowly, "You may dispense with the bowing." His eyes scanned the crowd and zeroed in on Lin Qingyu and Lu Wancheng beside him. The corners of his lips ticked up in an amused smile, and it was only then that he walked out of the palanquin. The matron of honor helped Lu Niantao to step over the threshold. She thought that she was to hand Lu Niantao to Shao Cheng's hand like one would in a normal marriage. Shao Cheng merely paused and said, "Head the side concubine into the palanquin." The matron of honor was stunned but didn't dare question him, and so she took Lu Niantao to the palanquin. Shao Cheng went straight to Lu Wancheng and said, "My dear cousin has been ill for a very long time. Both my mother, the Empress, and I are constantly worried. Might I know if my cousin's health has taken a turn for the better recently? Lu Wanjing smiled and said, I haven't gotten much better. I'm afraid His Highness will have to continue to worry. Shao Cheng leaned down. Though his words were directed to Lu Wancheng, his eyes were trained at Lin Qingyu. My cousin, do not worry. After you go, I shall take good care of little Qingyu for you. Little Qingyu, Lu Wanjing laughed softly. I'm a little curious. How would His Highness call his newly wedded concubine? Little Tao Tao? Oh gosh, this guy, the audacity of this guy. Oh my gosh, can you Shao Cheng narrowed his eyes, displeased. Cousin still has the strength to joke. It would be better to save your strength, use it to take care of your body. After all, when a person dies, everything is over. Lu Wanting smiled slightly. Your Highness can rest assured. Nothing is over until I say it's over. Shao Cheng straightened his body, gave Lin Qingyu a deep look, then turned around and said, We are heading back to the palace. Gosh. The gathered clansmen gradually drifted away. Nanan Hao and Liang Shi were busy seeing the members of the Lu clan off. Lin Qingyu and Lu Wancheng did not join in the fun and returned to the Blue Wind Pavilion. Lin Qingyu frowned and said, Shao Cheng already has Lu Niantao. Why? Why was he still looking at you with that disgusting look? Lu Wancheng kept him in suspense. Do you know what people who like to look for substitutes have in common? Tell me. Lu Wancheng's tone was contemptuous. They like to ignore what they have already got, and they are always eager to get what they can't. If you had joined him early on, he wouldn't be so interested in you. But now you have become the first person who has dared to reject him. So, of course, he sees you differently. Lin Qingyu's brows furrowed even tighter. Isn't he selling himself cheap? Lu Wanjing smiled and said, That's right. This is exactly a case of selling himself cheap. Lu Wancheng coughed again, unable to stop. Lin Qingyu patted his back and said, Go and sleep for a while. Lu Wancheng fell asleep after drinking his medicine. Hualu walked in from outside, looked around and said, Shaojian, where is the young master? He has just fallen asleep. What is it? Hualu lowered her voice. That fellow from Shaanxi is here. Shaanxi was a shop that sold funeral items. Lin Qingyu chose the oldest Shaanxi in the capital. The Dayu had yet to be established when this shop was already operating for 100 years. In addition to selling goods, the Shaanxi could also arrange funerals for their customers. So long as there was money, they could arrange for a magnificent send-off. Gosh. I'm sad. Lin Qingyu glanced at the inner room and asked, Where is he? He's waiting at the gate of the mansion, Hualu said. He said that since the house mansion is holding a wedding today, it is inconvenient for him to enter lest he bring bad luck. Lin Qingyu saw the man from the Shaanxi at the gate of the Hao mansion. Although he was in the funeral business, he was lively and cheerful. If you have any requests, feel free to ask. Our shop will do our very best to handle this funeral for the house mansion. Lin Qingyu had never been involved in arranging a funeral, so it was inevitable that he would be at a loss. He looked at the word "She" pasted on the gate of the Hao mansion and at the red silk ribbons hanging under the eaves. He thought for a long time and said, "Just arrange it according to his wishes." During this period, Lu Wancheng slept a lot and woke up a lot. Every time he would be able to sleep for less than an hour, woken up by coughing, sleeping and waking, and the day would be over. This time he woke up towards the evening. He saw Lin Qingyu sitting beside his bed, watching him quietly, the setting sun coating him with a warm afterglow. A double image appeared in front of Lu Wancheng's eyes, and he subconsciously called out, "Qingyu?" Lin Qingyu said, "I'm here." Lu Wancheng asked, confused, "Is there any news from the Eastern Palace?" Lin Qingyu was silent. Spices and perfumes enter from the nose, and it would take far more than a day to achieve the desired effect. Without 3 or 5 months, it would be difficult to see results. "Let's not talk about this for now," Lin Qingyu said gently. "Wancheng, what color do you like?" Lu Wancheng was momentarily dazed, as if he had realized something. He said with a smile, "If it were me before, I would wear mostly black, white, and grey. But in the Dayu, I would like to wear red. It goes well with long hair." Lin Qingyu nodded. "All right. By the way, is Dr. Lin preparing for my funeral?" Lu Wancheng said with a smile. "The other details doesn't matter, but can I choose the coffin myself?" "Why?" Lu Wancheng joked. "I want to pick one that's comfortable to sleep in." Lu Wancheng, this is not time to joke. Definitely not a time to joke about your death. Oh, I'm going to be so heartbroken. But as you guys have guessed from the title of Married Thrice to the Salted Fish, he has to die to be reborn as someone else, right? So, yeah, it's not the end of it. It's not a tragedy attack. So, guys, just look forward to the happy times, okay? There is happiness after the angst, for sure.